Hello everyone, I'm Randy Arrington and welcome to the 22nd episode of Page Valley Living. We're here today at the Page County Sheriff's Office to talk about the one-day Triad Conference that's coming up on Tuesday, May the 7th at Rileyville Baptist Church. We'll be talking with Major Steve Owens here about the programs that will be presented during that one-day conference and the many ways the local sheriff's office looks out for the safety and well-being for local senior citizens all year round. We'll talk about all that and more in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at this week's headlines. And now looking back at the week that was in the Page Valley. On Friday, the Stanley Council sent out notices seeking another public servant to fill the vacancy left by the sudden death of Councilman Dwayne Lehman on April the 12th. Those interested in potentially being appointed to the Stanley Council should send a letter and resume to the town office by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, May the 7th. The council plans to make an appointment at its May 8th meeting. That appointment will last through the end of the year, and a special election will be held for the council seat on the November 5th ballot. Also on Friday, Page County Public Schools announced that Pam Hall has been selected as the new supervisor of transportation. Hall has 13 years of experience in that department, serving as a driver, transportation clerk, and most recently providing division leadership following the retirement of the former supervisor. The historic Skyline Drive recently completed a $15 million 18-month preservation project that repaired and restored 56 miles and 19 overlooks along the National Scenic Byway that runs along the crest of the Blue Ridge Mountains in the Shenandoah National Park. The project was funded through the Great American Outdoors Act Legacy Restoration Fund, which also provided funds to remove deteriorating, unneeded structures and facilities in the Big Meadows area and Lofton Mountain Campground area. On Monday, May 6th, the Page County Board of Supervisors will be holding a public hearing at 7 p.m. on a proposed increase to the transient occupancy tax paid on short-term lodging in the county. The proposed hike on the lodging tax rate is from the current 5% rate to 10%, which will make it among the highest TOT rates in Virginia. And finally, early voting begins this Friday in the Republican Senate primary. 5 GOP candidates are vying for a chance to challenge incumbent Democrat Tim Kaine on November the 5th. The Republican primary is set for June 18th, with early voting available through June 15th. In the world of sports, the Page County softball team keeps rolling. A 13-1 victory over Clark on Friday marked their 8th consecutive win as the Panthers remain perfect in the Bull Run. They have a 2-game lead with 5 games left in the regular season. On Friday, senior pitcher Bailey Gaskin struck out 12 of the 18 batters she faced, and then she went 3 for 3 at the plate, including a solo home run in the third and a grand slam in the fourth. The Page County baseball team was forced to forfeit a district game to Mountain View on Monday due to a pitching violation. After winning 8 of their first 10 games of the season, the forfeit marked Page County's 5th consecutive loss in baseball. The Panthers host Strasburg in both baseball and softball on Friday. And a shout out to Luray mid-distance runner Anna Whitmer, who broke the school record in the 1,600 meters last Wednesday at Chrisman Field with a time of 5 minutes and 34 seconds. The previous record, held by Karen Gobelman, had stood for 40 years. The Luray track teams have a big invitational Friday at the Newmarket Battlefield, and a half dozen qualifying Bulldogs will compete in the Dogwood Classic on Saturday at the University of Virginia. And now looking ahead at the weekend here in the Page Valley, once again a very busy weekend. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Trackside Theater once again presents Charlotte's Web. Showtime is 7:30 p.m. on Friday and Saturday with a 3 p.m. matinee on Sunday. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, it's the Dawn of the Stars Farmers Market right here in Luray at 18 Campbell Street down at the Visitors Center, the old train depot. From 10 to 2 on Saturday, barbecue chicken will be for sale by the Luray Ruitans Club. They're offering chicken halves for $6 a piece, and they'll be selling on 2 locations on Main Street at the Dollar General parking lot, that's next to Hardee's, and across from Main Street from the West Luray Rec Center known as the Rec. Also, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a multitude of activities taking place as part of the Page Valley Festival of the Arts. Check out the Page Valley Arts Council online and through social media for a full listing of activities all throughout the weekend. Performing Arts of Luray will present the Sean Healy Celtic Band at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday night, and there's other live music happening elsewhere at activities at Wisteria Farm and Vineyard and the Valley Cork over this weekend. Check social media for listings. And that's the headlines from the past week in the Page Valley. Episode 22 of Page Valley Living is being recorded on Monday, April the 29th, and will first air on Wednesday, May the 1st. And we're back now inside the Page County Sheriff's Office, administrative offices, with Major Steve Owens. Major, thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Now, we're talking about TRIAD today and helping the senior citizens in our community. And on the TRIAD logo, it states a mission of reducing crime against the elderly. Now, how does TRIAD attempt to do that?
TRIAD is a cooperative effort between law enforcement agencies, police, fire, and sheriff's office, and senior citizens and senior organizations that are all focused on one common goal, and that's to protect our seniors here in our county.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I know there's a lot of different things that you guys are going to cover. You're going to have speakers and presentations, but one of the things I know that's probably going to be some real time spent on is scams.
Yes,
and this is something that you have a little bit of expertise in. You told me a little while ago that you had worked specifically in this area and gave this presentation since what, 08, 09?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you know a little something about that. What is one of the, let's say in the last year or so, what has been one of the big scams that's come through the area?
The sheriff's office scam has been a big one. Actually, in September of last year, the scam was using deputies' names, deputies' names within our department that a citizen had missed court. And if they did not pay through Bitcoin or through cards from Walmart, that we would come and arrest them. They actually used my name specifically when I was the captain in patrol.
Whoa, they did a little homework.
They did do some homework.
Now, is this the same one that Grayson Markowitz, we spoke with him recently about one in the court system. With
there is, about missing court.
About missing court. And of course, folks wanting to do the right thing, get scared. And that's one of the, is it usually over the phone, or do you also have some email situations?
We will. We'll have emails, Facebook Messenger. They'll try to
really?
scam through Facebook Messenger. And actually, that's a scam that we are going to talk about this year in our TRIAD event, is Facebook scams.
And somebody will have what, like a fake identity?
Yeah, so they'll have a fake identity, and actually we're going to do some skits. We've never done that before. We're going to do some skits of how they actually scam the citizens within our county. So I'm excited about that.
So electronically as well as phone, because phone, a lot of people don't use it as much anymore except senior citizens. I would say predominantly they're the largest number of folks that still have landlines and things like that. And so probably a good rule of thumb, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is maybe don't do business over the phone, or at least double check before you sending money.
Call us before you send. I promise you, we will never arrest you and ask you for Bitcoin or cards from Walmart. That is not what we do. That is not how we do things. So
two big red flags.
Yeah, two huge red flags if they want you to go get Bitcoin.
Now, what are some of the other programs that are going to be presented on Tuesday, May 7th, between 9 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. out at Rileyville Baptist Church?
Several different things. Like I said, we're going to do scams. Lieutenant Grandstaff and Captain Lansbury's going to talk about scams. We're going to do that Facebook scam. Fire Safety and Emergency Medical Services, Matt Cronin, who is the Director of Emergency Services, and Danielle Reinhardt, who is the Director of ECC. They are going to talk about different fire safety and emergency if you need to call 911. And then we're also going to have, we've done this in the past and it was a huge hit. It's called 5 Wishes. It's about your will and your 5 wishes for your will. And that's pretty important. And they have a lot of questions about their will. Because so many people are trying to tell them what to do with their will. This is their wishes for their will.
That should be very, very helpful, because that's something that, a lot of folks, you don't like to think about those type of decisions that you have to make. particularly whether it's parents or the children involved, grown children. And it is something that if you can get your plans in order ahead of time, it can prevent maybe some family feuding and some other things that may happen. So that's excellent information for them to get. Now, are there other activities specifically under the TRIAD umbrella that the Sheriff's Office does other times during the year outside of this conference?
Absolutely. So we actually hold two conferences, one in the spring and then one in the fall, usually in October. So we offer those.
And that's also at Rileyville usually, right?
No. That is usually at the United Methodist Church in Shenandoah. So we try to get both sectors, the north sector and the south sector, seniors. So we do offer two conferences.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Now, I believe the Sheriff's Office, now correct me if I'm wrong, has a program that local seniors can sign up for that involves either wellness checks or robocalls. We were talking about this earlier, and maybe that is still going on, but maybe it's shifted out of the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, so ECC, Daniel Reinhardt, if you do call the county and you ask for a wellness check for your loved one that is a senior, dispatch will contact them daily and check on them.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Daily and check on them. And if they cannot make contact after a certain period of time, then they will contact law enforcement to go do a welfare check on your loved one.
I was curious how those work. Do they call it like the same time every day?
Yeah, usually. And they have conversations. I've been in there where our dispatchers, the county's dispatchers, do a fantastic job building relationships with them and just have conversation and see if they need anything. And usually they answer. They always want to talk. They love to talk to them. So it's a great program that the county offers.
A little conversation goes a long way.
Yes, sir.
In my younger days, I worked at several radio stations, and one in particular had these call-in shows, and we would get some older folks who would call in just to chat for a little extra beyond maybe their item for sale or something,
100%.
But it's great. Now let's see what else. Any other programs that the Sheriff's Office implements throughout the year to help seniors in particular?
So in our conferences, we always offer Project Lifesaver. It's for if they have a loved one that has dementia or early onset dementia. It's a program that we offer here at the Sheriff's Office that is a tracking device. So if their loved one would wander, we have the proper equipment to help locate them. And so
is it a bracelet?
It is
or
a bracelet.
necklace?
It's a bracelet, but now it's actually technology. It's a watch, so it looks just like an iWatch. Okay. And they don't mind it at all. We've had nine seniors on it before on Project Lifesaver.
Project Lifesaver.
Project Lifesaver.
I was going to ask you to repeat that one because that's maybe something that some folks are definitely interested in. Well, that's a lot going on, and I tell you, we're going to circle back around and get to some more details about Tuesday, May the 7th. Don't forget, folks, you can still sign up. You can actually show up on the day of the event out at Rileyville Baptist Church, just a few miles up Route 340, just north of Luray. They're going to have check-in from 8 to 9 a.m., and then they're going to have all sorts of wonderful, informative programs starting at 9 a.m. and running until 1:30 p.m. And again, that is on Tuesday, May the 7th, Rileyville Baptist Church. Now, we're going to take a really quick break. Will you stick around and play the 5 W's with us?
Absolutely.
All right. I know you would. You're a good sport. We'll do that in just a moment. But first, we would like to invite local businesses to consider being a sponsor of Page Valley Living. Each week, we explore a different issue important to the people of the Page Valley, and our viewership is growing. Each episode remains in our YouTube channel library indefinitely. So consider helping us keep this segment of our local news coverage going by trying a new medium for your marketing. Monthly rates are available. All right, and now back with Major Steve Owens with the Page County Sheriff's Office and the 5 W's. I'm going to ask you questions involving the who, what, when, where, and why. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who will be some of the specific speakers at the TRIAD Conference on Tuesday, May 7th at Rileyville Baptist Church?
Super excited. Lieutenant Micah Grandstaff and Captain Timmy Lansbury will be speaking on behalf of the Page County Sheriff's Office for Facebook scams and they're actually going to do a skit. We've never done that before. So
Who's going to be the bad guy?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm excited to see which one. I'd probably say Lieutenant Micah Grandstaff would be the bad guy. And then Fire and Safety and Emergency Medical Services, Matt Cronin and Danielle Reinhardt are going to be speaking on what options the seniors have with fire and rescue and with ECC. And then Living Your Best Healthy Life. And we're going to have Tommy Delo, who owns Steel Valley Fitness.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, but there's a Silver Sneakers program that offers seniors for free to work out. So he's going to be talking about that. And Taylor Alger, Page County, she's going to speak on different things about gardening and things like that. So
she does a little bit of everything.
She does everything. she has totally so many titles. And then 5 Wishes with Blue Ridge Hospice is going to be speaking on that. And super excited.
Remind me one more time about the 5 Wishes. I think that's a great program. What does that do again?
5 Wishes is for somebody that is writing up their will. They can pick what they want within their will, and it's very simple, and they explain it well, and it's definitely something that the seniors should have if they want that opportunity to do a will.
Well, you did a good job because you've covered my next question of what will be provided outside of law enforcement. It'll be help with their will. It'll be fitness programs that they can get out at the fitness center and all sorts of other things. And we've hit those a couple times. So I'm going to go to the when.
Okay.
When did Triad first form or get started in Page County?
I actually called our older major, Major Jason Pettit, and I had to pick his brain a little bit about when Triad started. I picked it up in 2009. But Triad started in 2001. November 14th, 2001 was the first event that was held within our county, and it was at the Days Inn off of 211. And he had went to a couple Attorney General meetings in Richmond, and he picked up that other jurisdictions were doing Triad conferences.
Okay.
So he decided to do one. It was just him and the sheriff's office, and he realized that that's something Page County Sheriff's Office should have. So he and a couple seniors within our community, because that's what Triad is, it's a partnership. Some names like Dixon Freeland. We had several different, Ted Hollenball, and just different names that helped start Triad. And now it is where it is today. He said they started with about 30 people coming in 2001, and now we've had up to 185.
I was going to say, I thought your crowds had gotten close to 200 some years, and I was going to guess 2003, so I was close.
2001.
I was close.
Yep. His mom has calendars and hand writes it, and so he went back and looked at her calendar, and he said, I got the exact date. So that was the exact date of that conference.
Hey, you mentioned the name Dixon Freeland. Boy, you're going to never find a better man than him, I'll tell you what.
They were the foundation of Triad. When they started it.
That is not surprising. Where can people call for help or to sign up for the Triad Conference or for any of the senior programs through either Page County Sheriff's Office or the daily checks are through ECC?
Yes, if the cool thing that the Sheriff's Office is offering this year is free transportation at Christ United Methodist Church in Shenandoah and Stanley Food Line parking lot. And that pickup times are going to be between 7:30 and 7:45. And
now let's make sure that people know this is for the May 7th.
For the May 7th only.
And you're going to have these shuttles.
Yes, we're going to have shuttles. Page County Sheriff's Office will be offering that. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us at 540-843-3305. And Courtney Kaufman-Lafkin is... she's the president of Triad, but she works here at the Page County Sheriff's Office.
Right.
So you can reach out to her through email or through phone, or myself. You can contact me. And we also have a Page County Sheriff's Office Triad Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
That they can send an instant messenger through Facebook, and we will respond back.
Let's hit that phone number one more time.
Yes, it's 540-843-3305.
All right, and now the last question, then we're going to let you go. You've been very generous with your time today. Why is this effort and the other efforts that the Sheriff's Office is making so important to help our seniors?
I think our seniors are a huge part of our county, and I think that they, just because they're older, they still are valued big time within our county. And the things that we offer, as we talked about scams, healthy choices, we've had Medicare and Medicaid, people talk on that, fire safety, Project Lifesaver. I think it's important that they understand that they're valuable and we care about them and we want to partnership with them. So they've worked for their money. They've worked hard for their money. And it's unfortunate that a lot of these scams, grandparent scams, IRS scams, paving scams, solicitor's license is something that the Commissioner of Revenue started. So seniors don't get scammed, and they look to try to scam seniors. And they've worked hard for what they have, and we have a passion to stop those scams from occurring in our county.
It's such a shame because you're talking about a generation who maybe believes a little more in the system.
Trust.
They're more trusting.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little more generous.
Absolutely.
And they want to do the right thing, and it's just a shame that there are folks out there that want to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, Major Owens, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate it a whole bunch. Major Steve Owens of the Page County Sheriff's Office, thank you for spending some time with us today. Thank you for what you have done and what you will continue to do for our county.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having us.
Once again, folks, we're going to plug it. It is the Spring TRIAD Conference happening from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, May the 7th, at Rileyville Baptist Church. Check-in begins at 8 a.m. You don't need to be pre-registered. You can show up for on the day of the event, Tuesday, May the 7th. We want to say thank you to Eleanor Arrington for all of her work behind the camera today. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Page Valley News. And you can share the video with a friend as well. And as always, make sure you visit the Page County Animal Shelter and help our furry friends find a forever home. Until next week, I'm Randy Arrington saying enjoy that Page Valley living.